What's up everyone, this is Wiley, and today I'm bringing to you a Let's Play for A Valley Without Wind. It's a game that was made by a smaller developer called Arkin Games, or possibly Arson Games. They previously developed a little title called AI War that did very well. This game has been in open beta for a while. It was just released, general release on Steam a few days ago, and I haven't seen as much publicity as I really think it deserves. I think it's a great game. It's got a lot of innovative ideas, and it's got a lot of interesting mechanics that I've never really seen combined before. So I thought I'd try to show off some of the game, and hopefully anyone who watches will start to understand why I think it's so cool. I should say I'm new to both recording LPs and to Valley Without Wind. So if you like my video, please comment and let me know. Give me some encouragement. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to let me know when I'm doing wrong or right or anything like that. I'm going to try to post at least one short video a day for about a week, and then just sort of see if anyone's interested. So without wasting any more of your time blabbering, let's get started. I'm going to be starting a fresh world, fresh character. I'm going to skip the tutorial. Let's go ahead and name it Silo World. And we're going to go with default difficulty and the advanced start. All that does is it skips the little intro mission, which yeah, it's a lot of reading and things. So the character selection screen here, the first thing it's going to tell you is you are going to die, and you do suffer sort of permadeath in this game. And what I mean by that is when you die, this character that you're using that has died is permanently dead. So you're going to lose all of these base stats. And that's really the only thing you're going to lose is your base stats. Unless you've upgraded your character, then you'll also lose the upgrades. I die a lot, so I haven't really been upgrading yet. I'm not very pro. You'll probably figure that out pretty fast. So really, this is a pretty simple process. You just want to find someone with either all white or all light green values, something like that. I'm going to go ahead and use this girl here. Draw the busty blue chick we've got. So the first thing it's going to show you is your settlement here. It's your sort of default settlement. Up here on the left, we've got the area map, and down in the right, we'll have the dungeon map. It's just one square now because there's only one square of area here, but you will see in some of the more complicated areas there's going to be a lot more to the dungeon map. One thing to notice, this is a warp gate. So basically just fast travel points. That's one thing that they have changed since the beta. I think you used to use warp scrolls. And you also before you had to find spell books on the ground, and now they just let you use this spell gem crafting workbench, and you just click equip spell, and they automatically set you up with all of your level tier 1 spells right at the beginning. So I'm going to use probably everything, or almost everything. Certain spells are going to be more important than others. I might as well just add them all. You never know. The inventory is huge. I haven't run into any problems with running out of room, so there's no reason why you shouldn't equip everything. A couple things to note. This Storm Dash, this is an ability that is activated by double tapping a directional key, so you don't actually need that in your hotbar. The rest of them can all be activated with number keys, and then 1 and 2 are activated with left and right click specifically. This is just a light spell, and I have 2 offensive spells here. This is actually a cool mechanic because you'll see I just picked up some wooden crates and wooden platforms. You can assign those to your right click if you want, or any number. I usually have them on a number just so I can have my offensive spells here. But if you were in a room where you needed to do some heavy platforming or something like that, you might want to have your platforms on 2 here, so you can just sort of right click and bam. They won't stand up against this background, but anytime you're in a cave, they'll just kind of sit there. If you've ever played Terraria, you know how that sort of works. It's kind of a Terraria mechanic. So this is the main world. Oh, I did pick up one thing real quick. I should have mentioned. They gave me a little enchant there. It's just a moderate inner light, and that's just going to give me a light aura, which I'm going to need because almost everything is dark. Refilled my chest there. Oh, these are the, I think they're called the Avari, and they're actually a sort of race, and they'll heal you, which is one of the most useful things they do. They can also give you tips. In the beta, the blue one used to have a lot of tips. Now it just sort of directs you towards the general instruction kind of manual that they give you with the game. You can access it with V there. So the first thing I'm going to do is just check out one of these missions. Missions are, as far as I can tell, the only way to gain experience, and that's really the only thing that's going to progress your game and your character. So as you can see, as I walk over each mission, it's giving me a list of the collectibles I'm going to pick up from that mission. And at the beginning of the game, just getting a sort of diverse amount of collectibles is one of the most important things, because that's going to let you get your level 2, your tier 2 spells and your tier 3 spells, etc. And you know, that's kind of the equivalent of leveling up your characters, just getting these better spells. So this one, we've got 4 Welkin gels and an opal. These are just tier 2 orbs. You're going to get those from every mission, so you really just want to look at these. This one's got 3 Welkin gels, a sapphire, and an opal, so I'm going to go ahead and do that because just a little bit more diverse rewards. So we've got my first enemy here. It's probably going to be a one-hit kill for me. He's kind of bouncing around. So I just shot him with my ball lightning there. Switching another spell here, probably fireball. You will run into a lot of enemies that are immune to certain elements, so you need... Ooh, I just took a lot of fall damage there. It's a rookie mistake. You do want to make sure you have a couple of elements at your disposal, just in case you run into something that's really resistant, especially if, you know, it's a boss or a strong monster. You can get yourself killed that way. So I'm trying to get across this map. It's been obviously procedurally generated, and it's a little funky because I can't climb very well. So these platforms you can't put against the background, or you can only put against the background. Sorry, they fall down when there's no background. So you need these boxes if you're gonna get up anything where there's no cave wall for you to attach the platform to. Jesus, just hurtling her down these pits here. Sorry about that, lady. It's cool. She's gonna die soon anyway. She won't even. Not even gonna matter. Okay, so here's my first dungeon or mission area. And as you can see, there's a little more area up here in the map I haven't explored, but you can really... This isn't one of those games where you really need to check every nook and cranny. I tried to do that sort of when I first started playing, and there's just so much in this game that you really have to be sort of discerning about where you're gonna go and what you're gonna do. So, as you can see, it's recapping the mission with this little pedestal here. So if I'm brain dead, which I am a bit, and I didn't read the mission before I came here, I can check it out again. I've got an hour left to complete it. And to start the mission, I just walk into the red side of the screen here, and it's gonna stick me in the opening area here. Now, as you can see, I'm not really doing a lot of damage with my right-click spell there, and that's partially because it's just a weak spell, but I also think some of these guys are resistant to it. Ooh, got a little tiny robot there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to swap something else in. I'm going to go with a light spell. So right now I've got air and light. So that should be a good little diverse... So here's the actual tower. Let's just make a quick little run. That dash is really useful because you can... Some of the screens are a lot larger than this one, and once you've cleared all the enemies, you might just want to run back and forth picking up stuff. So it's kind of nice to have that quick little... Whoops! It is a little twitchy though, or maybe I'm just a little twitchy. Well, probably both, to be honest. So these enemies are really simple. It's just kind of a timing. You know, you have to make sure you actually hit them, but I'm just one-shotting them, so you know it's nothing to be worried about. they are going to start throwing mini bosses at me. This mission is just to proceed through this tower and kill a couple of mini bosses. These are the easiest missions, the boss tower. There are a lot harder missions. I've played some that I've just died repeatedly on, killed multiple characters, just because they have more specialized kind of objectives, and I had a lot of trouble with them. So this one is easy, fortunately. Got a couple of sniper bots in my ass here. Oops, running into their fire. Now, as you can see, I'm gaining health every time I kill an enemy, but that's the only way that I'm healing at all. So you do have... Whoop, there's the mini boss. Okay. Now he's a big fire. Oops. God, see, I didn't even mean to do that. That is a little bit twitchy there. So I'm going to climb up and just kind of avoid him. It's good to note that, you know, if I was having trouble with him, I could just start hopping down those wooden platforms, because, see, this is a backing area, so I can just stick them wherever I want. There's actually some procedurally generated tiny platforms here, but, you know, if I needed some over here, I could just pop them down and sort of jump over the boss's head if I really needed to. He's weak and kicked his ass, so it wasn't necessary. Now, something else important to note, these are background entities. This one is a monster spawner. I can sort of check that out whenever I want. That's the pause key, and that'll let me survey everything in the area. So we've got a tier 1 monster nest. The interesting thing about these is you have to have spells which affect background entities. The one they give you to start with is called Fire Touch here, and it's just sort of a little melee flame burst. Oh my god, another bitch coming in. So I'm just gonna kind of hack away at this here, and I've noticed I don't think the monster spawners will really work unless you're out of sight range, so you don't have to worry about them spawning monsters on your head or anything, but you do want to take them out. The thing I just picked up, it's a collectible. There's a lot in this game, so I'm going to be... if I seem a little overwhelmed explaining things, it's because, you know, I am. A little lag there. But yeah, these collectibles, each one gives roughly 9% towards your next enchantment, which is that moderate light that I have. That's an enchantment. You can equip multiple enchantments, and they'll do things like... enhance damage of a certain element, or increase your attack speed, or your projectile speed, or your cooldown, or, you know, all kinds of stuff. They can be really useful. And you can find those little that collectible that I picked up that gives you the enchantments. They are all over the place, and almost everything is labeled on the mini map. I love the way this game is set up with the mini map. So you can see there's a little orange square. There was an upgrade stone there. Those are really useful. That's what you use to upgrade your character, which I'm not going to do because I'm not very good. And she will meet an untimely end, probably pretty brutally and quickly, probably fairly soon.